Okay, good morning, everybody. I know it's really nice outside and everybody's got spring fever, but I call the February 27th, 2024 meeting of the DuPage County Board to order. I invite everyone to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Garcia, please lead us in the pledge. Okay, I now invite Reverend Joseph Johnson from the First Methodist Church of Elmhurst to lead us in the invocation.
Thank you. I need a lot of help. I'll be reading a few words from Dr. King's 1958 sermon called A Knock at Midnight. Everybody wishes to be loved and to love. He who feels that he is not loved feels that he does not count. Much has happened in the modern world to make all feel that they do not belong. My prayer for you this day is that your work and you will have the strength to love and that you will have the strength to include. Amen.
Okay. Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Cahill. Here. Chaplin.
Here.
Childress. Yes. Covert. Desart. Here. Eckhoff. Here. Evans. Here. Galassi. Here. Garcia.
Here.
Guston. Here. Krajewski. Here. LaPlante. Here. Ozog. Here. Rutledge. Here. Schwarzy. Here. Tornatori. Here. You.
Here.
And Zay.
Okay, I'd like to invite Dr. Larry Van Owen, Steve Yee, and Carolyn Durango to the podium. Okay, I love to start meetings with a celebration. And today, we bring music into the mix as we celebrate the 17th year of the annual Chords for Kids concert, which takes place Saturday, March 2nd. The free concert features the North Central College Winds Ensemble, and it welcomes special needs children and their families. The musicians and longtime ensemble director, Larry Van Owen, wanted to create a safe and joyful space at Wentz Hall in Naperville. At this event, children can sing, move, and dance without feeling out of place in a concert hall. I want to hear all about this experience, so please allow me to read the proclamation, and Dr. Van Oyen, I'll ask you to kick off the remarks, and we'll then hear from Carolyn and Steve. And Joe, while I'm reading the proclamation, maybe you could share the video that you already started. Okay. Whereas North Central College is hosting the 17th annual Chords for Kids concert at 7 p.m. on March 2nd, and whereas Chords for Kids is a free concert for children with special needs and their families, hosted by the North Central Concert Winds Ensemble and conducted by Dr. Lawrence Van Owen. Whereas adopting the motto, Wigglers Welcome, this event encourages children with special needs to move around, dance, sing, and be themselves at the concert, allowing parents not to worry about typical concert etiquette. Whereas DuPage County seeks to be welcoming and welcoming and inclusive community and seeks to promote opportunities for everyone to play and grow together regardless of abilities. Whereas Dr. Van Owen and members of the North Central Concert Wind Ensemble have shown incredible leadership in fostering an environment where every child can feel valued, respected, and empowered to thrive. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy, Chair of the DuPage County Board, and members of the County Board do hereby honor the North Central Concert Winds Ensemble for hosting the Chords for Kids concert for 17 years and providing a joyful, creative, and inclusive arts experience for young people and with special needs and their families. Do I have a motion? All in favor? Okay, enacted this 27th day of February 2024 in Wheaton, Illinois.
thank you so much. It's such an honor. We really appreciate it. The Chords for Kids concert has become really our favorite concert. It's very few concerts that I get to dance the YMCA at, and the students in my band are just so positive. The college is always so supportive, and the parents have been coming for years and years, and it's really a wonderful concert to have. So I've asked one of my students to come, Caroline Durango, and I've asked Steve, he's a parent, he's been with me for just years helping with the concert, and I asked them to say a few words from a different perspective. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you very much for honoring the Chords for Kids concert. Thank you again to Dr. Van Oyen and North Central College for persevering and championing this. As a parent of a special needs son, we've been attending for over 15 years, and every year we look forward to it. It is a no judgment zone. It's something that in the special needs community, at least for us, our family, it's something very rare. You know, we have a special needs, it's a son, and it's a no judgment zone. It's an elegant night. We don't have to worry about, you know, all the etiquette. And it's fun for the kids, and it's for adults too, so we want to stress that as well. And it's also respite for the families as well, because then we can let my son, the daughters enjoy, and then we don't have to worry about anything. So again, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Durango. I'm a junior at North Central, and I've been in Concert Wins for 3 years, and I've been so excited every single year, and I think I speak on behalf of the whole band, the whole Concert Wins ensemble, when I say that Chords for Kids is truly a life-altering experience for a musician. In traditional concerts, it's honestly very stuffy. You know, classical music has a reputation of being very formal. It's, you know, black dress. It's very formal, and this is just the complete opposite experience. It's so welcoming, and every single student in the band gets excited about it every year. Even freshmen who are just coming to North Central already know about this concert, and it's just so wonderful to see, literally in August, students talking about how excited they are for the spring semester to come so we can do Concert Wins. We can do the Chords for Kids concert. And I'm just so honored to be a part of this band and continue this experience and feel the camaraderie with my fellow members of the band and the wonderful work that is happening because of Dr. Van Oyen and because of this concert. It's truly life-changing. It's amazing. So thank you.
I was just going to ask, thank you for coming. Joan, when you post this, could you post the time and date and how to, ticket link? Okay. Okay. Yeah, but I'd love to share that on social media. Thank you.
Okay, on the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all remarks exceed 30 minutes due to construction in our boardroom. Today, members of the public are meeting in an adjacent room. Our security chief, Keith Briggs, will call the names of those who have signed up to speak. Keith?
And just so you know, it's mic'd in here, so everybody knows.
Oh,
First speaker is Anna Soskic from Protect Our Pets, Illinois.
Good morning, Chair Conroy and board members. My name is Anna Soskic, and I'm a small business owner in DuPage County. I'm the owner of Furry Babies in Lombard and the founder of Protect Our Pets, Illinois. I'm here before you today to discuss an initiative on your legislative agenda that is targeted at closing my small business. Before I go into detail about the legislative item, I would like to give you a little bit background about me. I was born in former Yugoslavia. I moved to the United States at 6 years old with my parents due to the Civil War. I spoke no English when we moved here. My parents worked hard until they saved enough money to move to a better area with a good school district to ensure that I would get a good education. They chose DuPage County. I grew up in this county. I went to school in this county. I decided to make this county home to my small business. My parents still live in the same house they bought all those years ago. I've worked on animal welfare legislation since 2014 at both city and state levels. It has come to my attention that DuPage County has adopted a legislative agenda that would close all 36 licensed dog dealers in the state, of which I am one. Apparently, the county believes this will stop puppy mills. We are on the same side when it comes to puppy mills, but such a policy will not close one single puppy mill. It would increase the trafficking of dogs into Illinois, remove consumer protections, and expand operations for retail rescues. The Illinois Attorney General just busted an alleged online puppy scam in Lake County, and according to state data, rescues are now importing 23,000 dogs a year into Illinois. Some of these animals come from puppy mills and auctions. DuPage's current legislative agenda would keep this loophole wide open. People want dogs. The smartest approach is to ensure that all dogs come from good sources. This protects both animals and consumers. I hope that you will join me in advocating for the passage of breeder standards in Illinois, House Bill 2793. Breeder standards are the way to go after puppy mills directly. The standards require dogs to come from high-quality inspected sources. My dogs come from Ohio. They are the only state that has breeder standards in the entire country. Indiana is about to become the second state. The majority of my breeders are also participating in the Canine Care Certified program out of Purdue University that sets rigorous standards the breeders must meet, verified with an independent audit. I believe this is an effective approach that almost everyone can agree upon. The binders you have been provided today have more information, and I hope to meet with each of you to discuss this issue more. Thank you for your time.
The next speaker is Felipe Franchini, a concerned citizen.
Good morning, members of the board. I'm here to address judicial corruption in your beautiful DuPage County. I'm a victim of corruption from your sheriff's department, your state's attorneys, assistants, judges. 5 years ago, I was arrested and I was framed that I committed a crime. It's been 5 years since I've been navigating your system while the assistant state's attorneys engaged in corruption have repeatedly stolen my discovery, has spent over $30,000 worth in attorneys. It's kind of sad that it's still taking place. I began to follow judicial corruption in DuPage in the early 80s. There was a sad case, which was the Nicorico rape and murder. Your sheriffs and your prosecutors framed 3 individuals and put them on death row on 2 occasions. And on the 3rd try, a deputy came clean and spilled the beans that they were corrupt, that they were engaged in fraud to try to convict 3 innocent citizens. They had the murderer behind bars, confessed, his DNA. Well, all these years forward is still ongoing. I contacted the Department of Justice. I was told to contact the FBI in the state. This is something that should not be happening in this century. And the saddest thing of all is that your state's attorney is involved. He knew that there was a preservation order for my property. There was a theft of my property, $75,000 worth. I'm a disabled veteran, 100% disabled. That was my only retirement funds that I had. And here I am begging the Social Security to give me crumbs so I can survive. This is not a made-up dream. I wish I could have had my report ready so I could give you copies of it, which I'll be giving you real soon. I requested documents from the state's attorney's office a couple of weeks ago when I came to court. playing his game that he's been playing all this time. I was denied. I asked for a simple transcript of the assistant state's attorney that filed the charges where his narrative proves that it's false. I'm accused of illegally recording somebody where they had my phone for 5 years and the phone shows that there was consent for my recording. Such simple judicial misconduct should not take place here, not just against me, but against people of color. We all deserve equal access to justice. And I go in this courtroom and I see the miscarriages of justice. It's sad to see what you guys do.
Could you wind up?
There should be some shame.
Could you wind up?
Okay, there should be some shame as to what's taking place, okay? I'm not sure when this is gonna change, but I hope it changes soon. Thank you for your time.
Michael Viverito from Sentinel Offender Services.
Good morning, members of the board. I am here this morning, along with my client, Mr. Bob Nienhaus, to oppose the approval of the contract purchase order to Sentinel Offender Services. Mr. Nienhaus is the CEO of Track Solutions and CAM Systems, which is the alcohol monitor vendor for DuPage County. He has been in this role since February 1, 2013. In his role, he's provided both the Scram transdermal alcohol monitor and the Track breath monitor. Mr. Nienhaus and his team are the distributor, but not the manufacturer of the Scram monitor and the manufacturer of the Track breath device. The Scram monitor is worn on the ankle, takes readings every 30 minutes, and is used with 80% of the defendants. The Track breath is a breathalyzer that requires 5 tests per day, every 4 hours, and takes a photograph of the subject with each test. This is used with 20% of the defendants. In 2019, control of the Scram manufacturer was assumed by a private equity company, and one of the changes made was to the strap that holds the Scram monitor on the ankle of the defendant. I believe there should be prototypes of the devices that are being circulated in your room there. The new strap design includes a new material that is much harsher than the previous and has caused rashes. Some 10% of the defendants incurred more severe wounds that break the skin. In your handout materials you've been provided show examples of the wounds that defendants suffer as a result of these devices. Soon after these wounds appeared, the probation department contacted Mr. Nienhaus seeking a substitute monitor. At the same time, Mr. Nienhaus and his team began use of the Track breath monitor in DuPage primarily for defendants that experience leg wounds, since it is not worn on the ankle but is a breathalyzer. In 2022, Mr. Nienhaus informed the probation department that he was developing a device, the Track watch, that has the same functionality as Scram, is worn on the wrist, and will eliminate the possibility of leg wounds. The department was eager for its release and called Mr. Nienhaus numerous times inquiring about its release date. In early December 2023, the probation department conducted tests by 4 probation officers of the Track watch device. It performed equal to Scram. Since that date, the department has been slow to proceed with its use, and 2 weeks ago, we learned that they decided to continue the use of Scram, albeit with another distributor. And at this time, I'll turn the floor over to my client, Mr. Nienhaus, for further comment. Thank you.
Robert Niehaus from Sentinel Offender Monitoring.
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm really not with Sentinel. I'm with CAM Systems. We've been doing this work since February 1st of 2013. And with me today is one of the defendants who has suffered some of the wounds. And we are both available subsequent to this meeting to talk to any of you individually. And you also have my business card. Let me read the second portion of our statement. There have been several lawsuits around the country concerning the leg wounds. And in January 2024, the Scram manufacturer settled a suit, and 1 week later mandated a health waiver to be signed by defendants with the intent of absolving Scram manufacturer of leg wound liability, while eliminating rights of the defendant. 1 week later, the Scram manufacturer mandated that the installer, both my company and the probation department, attest to not installing the bracelet too tightly. Those are in quotes. A dimensionless term meant to place the blame and liability for the wounds on the installer and divert liability from the scram manufacturer. You'll have in that packet, you'll see the health safety notice scram systems. And you might notice also, for the first time I've ever seen in this industry, the scram bracelet being passed along also has a warning label. If you go to the next page, you'll see the cost of a scram monitor from the new vendor is significantly more than what our company charges for scram existingly, and even more so for our track watch. If you look at that price comparison, you'll see it's significant. The cost of the alcohol monitoring is borne by the defendant in this county, not by the county. And many defendants cannot afford alcohol monitoring as it's presently priced, let alone when it's going to be priced at a much higher level. The probation department is taking the action of a new vendor because they are concerned about the performance of the new device. As pointed out previously, in December 2023, 4 probation officers tested TrackWatch and it performed as well as the scram device. Additionally, in the packet, you'll see Dr. C. Dennis Simpson, a professor at Western Michigan University, as a neuropsychopharmacologist and expert witness in this field, has taken an interest in our industry-changing watch. And from that, he has provided some research. This is not research that we paid for. This is voluntary on his part. Attached are the conclusions from his research. And you can look at that too. That would be the next page in your packet. Attached also to that is his reference, his bio, as well as the references that he used for the research he conducted. All of this establishes that the TrackWatch and Scram are equivalent technologies.
If you could wind up your thoughts, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
In my 18 years in the industry, I've never seen this reaction to new technology. Already 80+ Illinois counties have authorized use of TrackWatch, including neighboring Cook and Will counties, and the Illinois Office of Pretrial Services, who awarded TrackWatch as their sole alcohol monitoring device. What is before the county board is whether some defendants should suffer wounds and all defendants should pay more, or if new technology should be used. I urge the county board to vote no on the approval of the contract purchase order to Sentinel Offender Services, and instead use the next month to review all factors in a decision to move forward. The only effect of the 1-month delay is that defendants will have another month of lower fees. Thank you.
That concludes the public comments.
Okay, if the board has received public comment via our online portal per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday so they could be reviewed. Comments submitted electronically will be included in the minutes of this meeting. I want to give a shout out to our facilities and building crews working on the projects at the DuPage Care Center. A few board members and I had a chance to see the amazing transformation that is well underway thanks to funds dedicated by this board. We truly are going to be changing lives and creating a best-in-class physical environment that matches the award-winning care our care center staff provides. I'm so thrilled to see the results. We owe a debt of gratitude to the care center staff and residents who are living with the noise and dust. But based on the renovations I've already seen, it is well worth the effort. And I know our staff and residents can't wait to enjoy the newly outfitted spaces. And speaking of renovations, tickets are going fast for Raise the Roof the fundraising gala that takes place April 12th at the Abington in Glen Ellen. The project to expand our DuPage County Animal Shelter is also underway, making new space for people and pets that our staff serve. Information about the project and fundraiser are available through the DuPage Animal Friends and our DuPage County Animal Services website. As always, we thank our volunteers, donors, staff, and all who contribute to the success of our animal shelter and the many services we provide to keep people and pets safe in DuPage County. Finally, on Friday, I was honored to attend the latest graduation of the Veterans Court. This specialty court program provides counseling and court supervision for veterans charged with certain criminal offenses who qualify under the program's guidelines. I was impressed by the 7 graduates who told remarkable stories about how they had gotten sober, got married, got jobs, and how they got a second chance. These second chances mean everything to those who complete our specialty court programs. I'd like to thank Judge Paul Marchese, who oversees the Veterans Court, Chief Judge Bonnie Wheaton, probation, and court services staff. You are making a tremendous difference in these people's lives. Okay, and on to the consent agenda. I seek a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Okay. 24788, DuPage County Board Minutes, regular meeting, Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. 24667, 2024 pay list. 24699, 1213, 2024 pay list. 24738, 215, 2024 auto debit pay list. 24742, 216, 2024 pay list. 24688, 1213, 2024 IDOR wire transfer. 24681, Clerk's Office monthly receipts and disbursement report, January 2024. 24687, Recorder's Office monthly revenue statement, January 2024. 24745, Treasurer's Office deposit and investment report, January 2024. 24747, change orders to various contracts as specified in the attached packet. All in favor? Okay, and on to County Board and Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 3 appointments today, and I'll be making a motion to amend the resolution for the expanded review board. Within the resolution, the per diem for members is inaccurate, as we have increased the rate from last year. And with that, I move to, on CBR 1124, expanded review board, up by 2 members.
Okay, roll call, please.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Shorzy. Tornatore. Yu.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. And Chaplin.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to amend the resolution so that the per diem rates that are currently listed at $175 and $87.50 are amended to $250 and $125 respectively.
Okay. We need to vote on the amendment. Okay, do I have a motion? Okay, second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Member Childress.
Do I need to read that again or no?
Why don't you do that, because you amended it, you voted
Yeah.
on it before you amended it, so we amended it, now we're gonna vote on the amended motion.
Okay. I move that, to amend the resolution.
No, you did that already.
And now we're just voting on.
We're voting on
Just
the
vote.
actual,
As amended.
as amended,
So I move to vote, to vote on it as,
as amended.
I move that we vote on it as amended.
Okay, roll call, please. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Oh, wait, no.
Galassi.
Okay.
Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Shorzy. Tornatore. Yu.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. And Chaplin.
Okay, Member Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Next, I move on CBR 1924, the appointment of Jenna Fahey Heller to Weed Control Supervisor.
Okay, leave is granted, Member Childress.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I finally move on the appointment of Mark Franz to the Emergency Systems Board.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Childress.
Thank you.
Okay, in Finance and Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, I move on FICO 724, recommendation for the approval of an amendment to purchase order 6115001 serve for a contract issued to Alliant Insurance Services, Inc., Mesro, for the purchase of workman's compensation insurance to increase the contract in the amount of $25,540 due to higher than estimated actuals, resulting in an amended contract not to exceed $197,861. We did have a lot of discussion about this in finance. So.
Okay. Member Krajewski.
Thank you. Did we get an answer just to what we gave them for this current year? Or is
Good morning.
do you know what number, or, well, either Kathy or Jeff, what number we gave?
Kathy, let me start. This is Jeff. So
Just for the current.
in 2023, we reported 3,621 employees. And then after the audit,
What's the number we're using for our premium
for 2024, it's $203.8 million.
Okay, which is less than what we came in actual last year without.
The employees went down by about 400.
Without the 2% raise. Okay.
Right, and we report or do the application in July of each year.
Right, we do the application, but we approve the work comp in November.
In November,
So
right.
we can go to them in November
So-
and say, our payroll for the budget year coming up is X.
Well, that would start in July. That's the estimate.
Well, okay, so maybe I can ask
They
Kathy.
don't do any other, once we give them the estimated payroll in July, they really don't do anything else as far as quoting. Am I right about that, Kathy?
So then let me ask my question to Kathy.
Yes.
So when we approve this contract in November, and you guys are using a payroll number that we give you, and you start your application process in July, do you have the ability when, come November, if we tell you now it's 206 versus 179, to use that for the calculation? It should be the same calculation, just with a higher payroll number.
Correct. We could do that.
Okay, that's what we should do. We should give them the number, because we're coming to, I mean, we start everything in June, we don't know, but when we get to November, we pretty much know what our budget's gonna be and what we're gonna do for the coming year. So we should just give them the payroll number, because you've already done the work, you've already come up with our rate per $100 for work comp.
Correct.
You just need to know the payroll number. Okay?
Yes.
So I would suggest we do that. That way we get a better number, so we don't have a surprise like this. And then the second thing, Kathy, does overtime in whatever carrier we have, does overtime count in for premium for audit?
Yes, it does. But I should clarify that the payroll is calculated on using the work performed during overtime, but the premium portion of that payroll does not get in there. So you're only paying on straight time,
Correct.
not on the time and a half or double time.
Right. And did you look for certificates of insurance from our subcontractors then to not include them?
Correct.
What did you say? I thought you said no, you said yes. Okay, thank you. So we're a little,
Sure.
maybe a little short, maybe for payroll. Doesn't matter. I mean, but we're
It trues up, right? I'd like to talk about that a little bit more, about doing the actual calculation in November, because it's a big crunch with our budget and then the renewals. And we might not have all of that data in the system yet to do a renewal, because our renewals are on December 1st.
So in November, we can't just pull up on the computer and tell us what our year-to-date payroll is?
We can, but that's sometimes a budget isn't even approved at that time. Sometimes we go down to the second meeting in November. So we'll try, we'll take that into consideration.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is the flow of how it works for.
But 203 was the number, so that's what I was
Yes.
looking for. Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Yes. Covert. Desart. Aye. Eckhoff. Aye. Evans. Aye. Galassi. Aye. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. And Cahill.
Okay, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3824, acceptance of the DuPage Animal Friends Unrestricted Grant Company Accounting Unit 1310 at $50,000.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3924, acceptance and appropriation of interest earned on investment of the DuPage Animal Friends DAFURN 23 Unrestricted 23 Grant Company 5,000 Unit Accounting Unit 1310, $1,200.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4024, acceptance and appropriation of the 211 Illinois Department of Public Health Grant, Company 5,000 Accounting Unit 1765 from January 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 in the amount of $102,600, Community Services.
Leave is granted. One moment, please. So the previous bill, the clerk did not hear who the second. Okay, thank you. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4124, additional appropriation for the DuPage Care Center Foundation Music Therapy Grant, Accounting Unit 5,000, or Company 5,000, Accounting Unit 2120, from $55,332 to $67,587, an increase of $12,255. DuPage Care Center.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4224, correction of Scrivener's error in resolution FIR 1624, Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, State Supplemental Funds Grant, Company 5,000, Accounting Unit 2840, referenced in resolution FIR 1624 to be changed to reflect new accounting unit of 2841.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4324, budget transfers 2/27/2024, various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4424, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not exceed $2,500,000 in additional funds from the general fund to the Housing Solutions Program Fund for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4524, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not exceed $2,000,000 in additional funds from general fund to local gas tax fund for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4624, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not to exceed $2,000,000 in additional funds from the general fund to the tort liability fund for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4724, creation of the general fund accrued benefits fund, Company 1100, accounting unit 1218.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4824, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not exceed $10,800,000 in additional funds from the general fund to the general fund accrued benefits for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 4924, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not exceed $10,000,000 in additional funds from the general fund accrued benefits fund to the general fund for fiscal year 2024.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. Finally, I move approval of FIR 5024, resolution to approve changes to accounting asset capitalization procedures.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Chaplin. Okay, and Animal Services and Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No report today. But again, thank you for the shout out on the Raise the Roof.
Absolutely. Inviting everybody to join me there. Okay, Development, Member Tornatori.
Well, do you need another table?
No, one table should do.
Just
Thank you so much for thinking of me.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCR 1-24 to approve a resolution to enter into an intergovernmental agreement between Winfield Park District and the County of DuPage to enable the county to make use of a minibus from the Winfield Park District for the county's March 20th, 24 field trip relative to the county's Grounded Solutions Network Housing Solutions Program.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Tornatori.
Aye.
You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog, Rutledge, and Schwarzy.
Member Tontori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 10-24 zoning 2397 to approve a variation to reduce the interior side setback from the required 10 feet to approximately 5 feet for an aircraft hangar and Aero Estates fly-in community.
It's been moved and, second, okay. Are we okay with leave? Okay, leave is granted. Member Tontori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move approval of DCO 11-24 zoning 23-8 Mar advertising to approve a variation to increase the overall height of a new relocated electric message center. A variation to increase the sign square footage from the permitted 50 square feet to approximately 672 square feet, and a conditional use to permit the installation of a 14 by 48 LED digital display panel.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Tontori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Finally, I move approval of DCO 12-24 zoning 2399 to move approval of a variation to reduce the rear yard setback from 25 feet to approximately 20 feet for an unconditioned sunroom.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Tontori.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Economic Development and Member LaPlante.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. By way of committee update, I have a success story that I would love to share with everyone from WorkNet DuPage. Our success story focuses on a DuPage resident named Tatiana. Tatiana has lived in DuPage County since March of 2022. She fled Ukraine with her 7- and 4-year-old sons, leaving her oldest 22-year-old son behind to fight in the war. Tatiana had a master's degree in Ukraine, where she worked as a biology teacher and owned a clothing store. When she arrived in DuPage County, she began working with World Relief on her English skills, and she made her way to WorkNet in March of 2023. At first, Tatiana and her career counselor, Marianne, needed a translator to assist with their communication. Together, they developed a career and training plan, and WorkNet provided funding assistance for Tatiana to attend a medical assistant training program. Marianne also provided her with information on how to get her degrees evaluated for U.S. equivalents in case she eventually wants to teach again. Tatiana completed her program in November of 2023 and acquired her medical assistant certificate and phlebotomy license. She obtained a job at her top choice employer as a receptionist and medical assistant the next month. Here are some of Tatiana's words about her experience. Quote, "My life has changed with the experience. I was finally able to get a job and start earning money. Finally, I bought clothes for my children and began to feel that everything could be fine, even in another country. Thank you for the opportunity to study. Thank you for your help. Thank you for the dream that came true." Unquote. That's quite a success story. Talk
Yes.
about impact, right? So thank you to WorkNet DuPage for this wonderful partnership that you provide us, and we are so proud to work with you. Moving on to item 13A, EDR 1-24, DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau, designation of representation for grant purposes fiscal year 2025, July 1st, 24 to June 30th, 25.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. And Krajewski.
Okay, thank you, Member LaPlante.
Thank you.
Thank you for that story. I've asked Member LaPlante to please share some of those success stories with us because of the amazing work that's being done. I think it's important that we share those stories with our community.
Thank you, Chair.
Environmental and Member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. No items for a vote today, but I know everybody is thrilled to death that it's going to be 75 degrees today. But as the environmental chair, I'm terrified. This is way too early. We have not had an extended freeze this winter, which means more bugs this year, which is good for the birds, I suppose. But this is not good in the fact that they have raised the gardening area zones is proof that climate change is happening and the earth is warming, and we need to do every little thing we can to try to mitigate some of that. Thank you.
I have a question, and it might seem odd, but this is the year of the locusts. Does that mean with this earlier warm weather, are we going to have even more locusts? Seriously.
I don't think so, because they're emerging from the ground
Oh,
from
good.
13 and 17
That's
years
so good to
ago.
hear.
Yeah.
That's so good to hear. I may or may not have an issue with locusts. Okay, on to Human Services and Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, I was going to enthusiastically announce, because it's such a beautiful day out today, it's never too early to start thinking about golf, and you guys, all the board members here received a flyer in their mailbox about the DuPage Care Center Foundations. It'll be their 20th annual golf outing, so it is never too early to start thinking about golf. You have plenty of time. It's in June, but please get signed up. I'll be looking for some partners. So, and I hope I'm not wrong on this, but I think I'm not wrong. I'd like to wish happy birthday to Human Services Vice Chair Paula Deacon Garcia today.
Oh, happy birthday, Paula. We will all sing for you after the meeting.
On to business here. I'll move to approve item HSCO 00124, recommendation for the approval of amendment to purchase order 6640001 serve for a contract issued to Benovate Inc. doing business as Neighborly Software for the purchase of grants management software to increase the contract in the amount of $8,000 for the Smarty Streets add-on, resulting in an amended contract total amount not to exceed $142,000, an increase of 5.97%.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Schwarzy.
Aye.
Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Aye. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. And Rutledge.
Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on item HSP 1324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Performance Food Service for secondary food, supplies, and chemicals for the DuPage Care Center for the period March 1st, 24 through February 28th, 25, for a contract total not to exceed $63,000.
Leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSP 1424, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Advocare Systems for rental of medical equipment, beds, and mattresses for the DuPage Care Center for the period of March 1st, 24 through February 28th, 25, for a contract total not to exceed $99,000.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. Judicial and Public Safety, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to say something about the item that's on the agenda. I have full faith in Bob McKellen with probation. The technology has been through a very rigorous process, and we do follow procedure. And what we have on our agenda has passed this process. So I would ask everybody on the board to support this. This is what, technology and standards change all the time. So in the future, if we want to consider something else, it will also follow a process. So with that, I would like to move on JPS R4-24, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Sentinel Offender Services, LLC, to provide alcohol monitoring services to adult offenders for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $1. And that is not a typo.
Okay, and Member Desart had a question or comment.
I do. Thank you, Madam Chair. And I had to stand because sometimes you don't see me, so I want to make sure you saw me. Thank you. During JPS, our committee meeting, I asked several questions about this wristband alcohol monitoring device. And I was told that it was less expensive than the ankle bracelets, which would be good for the person who has to wear it because they have to pay out of pocket their own money for it. And I was also told that these wrist devices were not court approved, like they may not stand up in court. And the public comment person today said that they are approved in Cook and Will County. So I'm just wondering, since I was told they would not stand up in court, how Will and Cook County are getting away with the wrist bracelet. Thank you.
Thank you, Member DeSart. I'm actually going to turn it over to Suzanne Armstrong is on Zoom today. I think she can answer that. If not, I'm sure we can get something from probation.
Thank you.
Suzanne?
Hello, this is Suzanne Armstrong. Bob McCallum was unable to join us today. Will County and Cook County, we have heard, may have signed up for these, but the issue is whether they have been accepted as evidence under the Fry standards in a court of law. So are they scientifically validated? And I can tell you that we asked them for cases where this has been submitted and accepted by a judge, and we don't have that. We also tried ourselves to validate the wristwatch findings or the wrist monitor findings, and in our own tests, we could not validate the reliability of this alcohol monitoring device that they have proposed.
Thank you, Suzanne. And what is the rigor to make these wristbands court approved?
It's a scientific methodology so that they go through testing, and that the testing has proven on a consistent basis that they're reliable. So for instance, in our own testing, we sent a group out wearing the wrist. They were drinking, one person wasn't drinking. One person who drank a half bottle of wine, the test came out as showing no alcohol consumption. Another test, another person who wasn't drinking, it showed that they had been drinking. Now, the results, if that was in front of a judge, could be disastrous in determining how that person's sentence could be modified based on those results. So it's very important that judges have evidence that they can rely on, and that's why we're continuing with SCRAM.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Suzanne. And I will say this contract goes through March of 2026. So apparently, in 2 years, we could maybe reassess. Thank you.
Okay. Member Childress.
Are we basing that on just 2 tests? Is that what we're doing? I'm not sure. Because as a person that has skin problems on my legs, and looking at this picture, it really does concern me. It seems as though we should be doing something different, because that looks like cruel and unusual punishment to me, but I don't know how many instances this one photo is either. So we'll see empirical data that says that.
And we're the ones who first brought this to Mr. Niehouse's attention, that we did have a person who had skin problems. We have updated our screening device based on information from the manufacturer as to who's appropriate. If someone's not appropriate or they do experience the irritation, then we will look for an alternative method, a breathalyzer testing or another way to monitor the alcohol. So we also are updating and continue to be very cognizant of any potential for skin irritation.
And what type of monitoring does a person have to have in order to be exempt from this leg monitor?
Well, if they were unable to tolerate the device, then they would not need to use it. So if they came in and they were unable to tolerate this device, based on how their skin reacted to it, that we would, of course, not have them use that.
Suzanne, if I can just pause you one second. So you're saying it's done on a case-by-case basis, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm just asking, what does that look like, though? When a person comes in and they are deemed to not be able to do that, what does that test look like, and over what period of time?
Well, I think immediately if we saw they were unable to tolerate the SCRAM device, that they would move on to the breathalyzer device.
But if I'm looking at this picture, that didn't happen the same day. You didn't just walk in the door and say, "Oh, you're deemed unfit to use this device." How over what period of time does that testing take place?
So I don't have the photo that you have. I don't know if that's one of our probation clients. So I'm not familiar with what you're referring to. But I can tell you, as we continue to update and we learn things, we will make sure going forward that you will not, someone's not going to have to suffer through a skin issue based on this device.
And Suzanne, I want to add one thing, because I believe Director McClellan had mentioned this at the JPS meeting. If an individual is having a problem with whatever device it may be, and any device that probation requires, they can call their probation officer and they can adjust accordingly. At least that's what I remember. Suzanne, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I recollect him saying.
That's absolutely correct.
So if I have issues a week later, I can call my probation officer and the officer and whatever medical professionals come along and they say, okay, I'm exempt from this, and then we do some sort of alternative method. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, member you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I actually had a different take on this. I was more concerned about the indigent persons and how much it would cost on a daily basis for the alcohol monitoring device. I'm just wondering if somebody can't tolerate the ankle bracelet, how much is the breathalyzer option instead?
I don't have that information. I don't know if there's someone else from probation on the line who can talk about that, but I'm not sure of the dollar amount. I can get that information for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone from probation's on Zoom, but member you, I will work with the court to make sure we get those numbers for you. And Suzanne, correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe Director McClellan indicated there is an indigent fee fund that will assist with certain case by case.
That's right.
As well in this contract, I believe there's a certain set amount of those who might not bill for it, we do provide it to them.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
He did tell me that even beyond the 10 exemptions for indigent persons, he said that Sentinel would work, with any indigent person, depending on their income. And so that actually relieved my mind quite a bit too. So thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so back to the actual issue. Do we have a motion? We did. Did we have a second? Okay, roll call, please.
Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatore. Yu.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert, Desart, and Eckhoff.
Okay, and on to, thank you, member you. On to legislative and member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Some goings on right now in Springfield. Both chambers returned to session last Tuesday through Thursday. The governor delivered his combined State of the State budget address on Wednesday. Now, Cheryl sent a comprehensive detail of the speech to all of you. Thank you, Cheryl, for doing that. Committee hearings are scheduled for this week, with the primary focus being on the governor's budget and policy priorities. Committee hearings will ramp up in March, and we will keep you all posted on DuPage County's legislative priorities as they move forward. A brief migrant update. On Thursday, Governor Pritzker and Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle pledged their commitment to a joint funding plan to ensure that shelter, wraparound services, and health care remain available for migrants sent from the Texas border. In Washington, D.C., after a week away, lawmakers in the Senate returned to Washington this week, facing two critical deadlines. Current funding for the government will end on Friday, this Friday. Leaders in the House and Senate are attempting to wrap up spending packages and line up the needed votes for passage. The House remains on recess until March 5th, 4 days after the March 1st deadline for some of fiscal year 24 budget deadlines. And as an interesting note, our Senator Tammy Duckworth traveled with the delegation to Sweden to meet with NATO partners as well as to push for foreign investment in our state. And finally, the Legislative Committee will meet. We met 2 weeks ago to approve DuPage County's federal legislative agenda. During that meeting, several additions and edits were suggested. The updated agenda has been sent to committee members, so we have attempted to include everyone's suggestions where possible. We will meet briefly after this meeting again, hopefully to approve the county's federal legislative agenda, and you're all welcome to join us. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, member Desart. In Public Works, member Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I want to thank you very much, Chair, for bringing up all of the great work being done by our facilities team. Their plate is quite full. On top of everything you said, they've also been completing the boardroom renovations that we're seeing today, which gives us a little bit more safety in the room, brings our IT people all together to work so that they're not kind of separated. And so I want to thank them for all the hard work they and the subcontractors and contractors have been doing on that. Moving on, I want to make a motion to approve PWCO 000124, amendment to County Contract 53120001 serve, issued to Commonwealth Edison Company due to carbon-free energy resource adjustment to pay bills through the end of the contract for Public Works for a change order to increase the contract in the amount of $300,000, taking the original contract amount of $1,168,000 and resulting in an amended contract amount not to exceed $1,468,000, an increase of 25.68%.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Justin. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatore. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. And Galassi.
Okay, Member Garcia.
Thank you. I want to make a motion to approve PWP 000524, recommendation for the approval of a contract with Safeco North America, Inc. to furnish a septic receiving station for the Woodridge Green Valley wastewater treatment plant for Public Works for the period of February 20th, 2024 to December 30th, 1st, 2024, for a total contract amount not to exceed $197,183.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I want to make a motion to approve FMP 000824, a recommendation for the approval of a contract to Gerke Technology Group, Inc. to furnish and deliver water treatment chemicals as needed for campus facilities for facilities management for the period of March 23rd, 2024 through March 22nd, 2025, for a contract total amount not to exceed $50,000 per renewal option under bid award 22016 FM.
Is there a leave? Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Okay, I want to make a motion to approve FMP 000924, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Midwest Environmental Consulting Services, Inc. for on-call professional environmental consulting services and asbestos training for facilities management for the period of March 1st, 2024 through February 28th, 2028, for a total of contract amount not to exceed $99,500.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
And finally, I make a motion to approve PWO 000124, acceptance of the this got me last time too. Substantive, that word, and technical changes to Chapter 36 of DuPage County Water Supply Distribution and Wastewater Treatment Ordinance.
Perfect. Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. And Stormwater and Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No report, but I want to remind everybody that we shouldn't look at global warming right away, since the groundhogs did predict this month. So I will, if I'm going to blame anybody, I'm going to blame them for the good weather.
I admire your belief in the groundhog, Member Zay. Okay, strategic planning. Member Covert's not here, and there's no report. It says technology and Member you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I just want to thank Vice Chair Eckhoff for taking the lead on technology at the last county board meeting. Thanks again. So I just want to move on TEP 5-24, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Environmental Systems Research Institute to provide maintenance and technical support for the county's enterprise GIS software for IT GIS division for the period of March 9, 2024 through March 8, 2025 for a total contract amount of $187,474.82, not suitable for competitive bids.
Hello. Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
You.
Yes.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog.
Aye.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. And Tornatore.
Okay, thank you. Member you, and on to Member Ozog and Transportation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for approval of DTR 000824, adoption of the DuPage County Trails Plan.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
I think we have some discussion.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Member Garcia.
Thank you. This trails plan looks fantastic. I do live in an area, though it looks like on the plan that there's going to be no trails in the Lyle, northern Naperville. Is there ever going to be anything brought to that area in terms of trails through the DuPage County area, or is it something the municipalities are going to be doing?
I think they only do them by Mary Ozark's house.
Chicken and egg.
Yeah, but
the
don't take
trail
it-
was there
yeah.
before I was.
But don't take it personally.
So
Thank you, Bill.
in general, we have a few corridors that we have identified for the county to build trails. A lot of what, throughout the entire county, a lot of what the residents rely on is a network of local municipal trails and county trails and forest preserve trails as well. So the short answer to your question is we don't have a identified path that we would, or trail that we would be looking at. But that doesn't mean there isn't an opportunity for something to come along, especially if it's a kind of collaborative effort between us and a municipality.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay, and did we have a second? Okay. Roll call, please. Or leave is granted. Wait.
No,
sorry. Roll call, please.
I get to say aye.
Ozark.
Aye.
Ozark. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress. Covert. Desart. Got you now. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston.
I actually, in my Q&A, asked the same question that you asked, and they said within the next decade, there will be a path system discussion on the northwest Naperville, Aurora, and Warrenville area. I just wanted to let you know.
Krajewski. And LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 001424, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Stan Tech Consulting Services for professional structural engineering services for various improvements as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period February 27, 2024 through June 30th, 2026, for a contract total not to exceed $350,000, professional services vetted through qualification-based selection process.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thanks. I move for approval of DTP 001324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Duquesne Asphalt Company to furnish and deliver bituminous paving materials for the central region as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $110,000 per lowest responsible bid, first of 3 renewals.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTP 001124, recommendation for the approval of a contract to K5 Construction Corporation to furnish and deliver bituminous paving materials for the southeast region as needed for the Division of Transportation, $115,000, and Public Works, $24,000, for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $139,000 per lowest responsible bid, first of 3 renewals.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTP 001224, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Flote Construction Incorporated to furnish and deliver bituminous paving materials for the western region as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $50,000 per lowest responsible bid, first of 3 renewals.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTP 001024, recommendation for the approval of contract to Ozinga Ready Mix Concrete to furnish and deliver Portland cement concrete as needed for the Division of Transportation, $50,000, and Public Works, $25,000 for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $75,000 per lowest responsible bid.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
First of 3 renewals. I move for approval of DTP 00924, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Vulcan Construction Materials to furnish and deliver coarse and fine aggregates as needed for the Division of Transportation, $40,000, and Public Works, $30,000 for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $70,000 per lowest responsible bid, first of 3 renewals.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
And finally, and these are all signs of spring, as I said earlier, I move for approval of 240675, amendment to resolution DTR 026422, a local public agency agreement for federal participation with the Illinois Department of Transportation and the County of DuPage for the Central Signal System Expansion 4 to decrease the county's share by $680,560 and increase the federal share $730,000.
Thank you. Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Ozog.
Thank you.
Okay, and we move on to old business. Do any members have any old business they'd like to discuss? Member Garcia.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Conroy. And I know you mentioned this at the last county board meeting, but I remember you and I were still in DC at that point in time, still actually attending a seminar on mental health. And I just wanted to say that if anyone here on the board gets a chance to go to the legislative conference at NACO, I would suggest you highly do it. You make great contacts. We were already having some Zoom meetings with some contacts that we made there in terms of bringing some more information to the county. But the one thing I want to say about DuPage County is that the one thing I think that we all found out is that the county here is doing a fantastic job. We are way ahead of a lot of counties in how we're handling the mental health crisis, the food insecurity crisis. Every seminar we went to, we were like, we're doing that already. So I just wanted to give this board and the staff and the chair kudos for great work being done here in the county, and I don't think I'm ever going to move. So thank you.
That's good. That's good news on your birthday. Okay, anybody else in old business? Okay, new business? Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was at a protracted meeting last night at the Village of Glen Ellen, and I'm really pleased to report that the village has, the board has decided to enter a contract with Full Circle Communities, which is the developer of the Larkin Street project for affordable housing and sheltered housing in Elgin. And they're going to be building a 44-unit affordable housing site on Roosevelt Road across from where Trader Joe's is. There was formerly a blighted hotel. And they'll also be doing commercial. And I just really want to laud the village because this was a 2-year process, and they had focus groups and the community. And I really think the board did a fantastic job, and I was really glad to be there last night. So I'm really pleased to see this. I'm a 38-year resident, and I was really proud to be a Glen Ellenite last night. So I think it's a great direction. Thank you.
That's great news. I know I've been involved in that, the hard work they've done, and it's wonderful to hear it's actually happening.
Yeah, it's very
Member
good.
Galassi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also just wanted to give a little bit of good news. When I was a new member on the board, went over and toured the jail and learned about the Just DuPage program, and you mentioned giving people second chances in your opening remarks, and I believe strongly that we need to be doing that, and I've been very impressed with what Sheriff Mendrick has, supported, and Mike Berry's program with Just DuPage. And I was talking to Mike Berry about how we could better support the program, and he said truly they just need funding. It is a faith-based program, so I introduced 2 members from Christ Church mission team, Peter Solero and Kelly Scheel. They came and toured, met with Mike, put him through a very rigorous process to decide if they wanted to partner with Just, and they just let me know last week that their domestics missions committee is thrilled to learn, this is their quote, they're thrilled to learn about Just missions. They are privileged and honored to partner with Just, and what that means is they will be supporting them financially with at least $20,000 this year.
It's great. It's great news. Good to hear. Member you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to let the board know that over the weekend, the DuPage Sports Commission ran our e-sports tournament. And that was supported by county ARPA money, and so I got a really nice thank you email with regard to this event. There were over 23 collegiate teams that participated, and all of those people came, stayed in our DuPage hotel rooms. They were sent all over the place in our county for dinner and attraction events, and so this event is actually going to continue to grow. This is just one of those events that I wanted to highlight that is really good for our DuPage County economy. So thank you to DCBB.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Okay, well, I'm informed that we do have matters before us requiring us to enter into executive session. I'll ask those not associated with executive session to please exit the room. I will take a motion to go into executive session. Okay. We'll give it a minute and then we'll take a roll call. We will. We will. Yeah. Okay, I'll take a motion to enter into executive session. Okay, roll call, please. For litigation purposes. Roll call, please.
Guston. Aye. Krajewski. LaPlante. Yea or nay? Ozog. Rutledge. Aye or nay, Member Rutledge?
To go into executive session.
Aye.
No, it's just an aye.
Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Aye. Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. And Garcia.
Okay, we're going to have to hold for IT. Okay, Mr. Deputy Clerk, please call roll to establish quorum in open session.
Cahill. Chaplin. Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Here.
And Zay.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn this meeting. Moved and all in favor? This meeting is adjourned until Tuesday, March 12th, 2024 at 10 a.m.